becoming a humanoid classic at this point. He has been doing very well on this champion as well as of late.
What's this lane look like, guys?
I mean, so the idea between the well, I can't even speak.
Down the barrier for Hansama down as well. What is his focus going to be? Hans, wrap around here. Will spot Mickey, but perhaps too late. Oh, it's a perfect predict! He's living in his head! He doesn't even pay rent! Oh my god!
Mickey, that was sick! I mean, look! He played with Hansama for a good old while. He knows this man inside and out and just showed it right there.
We were too focused on math. We didn't think enough about reading proficiency, my man.
It's the psychology of the situation.
Psychology. That was an incredible start to the game. Excellent read from Mickey X, bringing life back into the audience as we have a rinse and repeat here in the mid lane. Caps, nice body slam actually gets him out. Slow coming in from the cast, but Razork happy to pick up the follow-up kill. And a disastrous start for G2.
I was surprised that Caps went in with the body slam. Like, Skumon maybe could have flashed over, but it looked like there wasn't communication there. Razork now in trouble, though.
Razork caught out, doesn't have the Aegis Assault still for another second. Ignite ticking. Lebrov still has that after the previous play. Aegis Assault there, it's too late. Nice response kill from G2.
Nice roam from Lebrov. Wasn't really needed in bot lane. His Hansama was out, only making his way back, so you do get something back. But I thought Caps would up in the mid lane. Like, I'm still waiting to see what value this blind Gragas was supposed to add.
And I imagine it does get easier. I assume it will be Roa first once you get that catalyst just to survive in lane, right? Because you highlighted Happy Hour, the cooldown got nerfed. Lane is upset now a little bit less comfortable until his support arrives. And Skumon, while Zyro was the early prio and does have the kill, we haven't seen it do too much yet. Upset locked up, but Pantheon is here. Hansama finding out quickly where that spear can go. Lebrov running now for his life. The plant's not enough to dissuade the play here. And again, a situation where Fnatic finding the angles to make these ones happen. Humanoid on the way in just manages to find a little bit more damage as Mickey claims the kill.
The Ignite managing to tick over there and pick off Lebrov, but that's a little bit upsetting. If you're G2, you thought you were going to be able to turn that play around. They were kind of baiting Fnatic in, but didn't realize that Razork had level 6 and was already in the vicinity. Good turnaround from Fnatic.
Definitely was. Momentum continues to be in their favor. Broken Blade now trying to fire back, however. Q3, Otto doesn't quite have the Deathbringer stance back, so can't finish the kill. Frustrating for BB now. Flashless, and Razork is here. Decimating smash. Broken Blade, no ulti, no flash.
So much healing off the pot and the biscuits, though. It feels a bit doomed.
Unstoppable. Q charge, but will not connect. Razork there. Yeah, Broken Blade should just fall here. One more auto. Razork has flash as well. BB will try to get a kill back. Nice umbral dash. Glides out, hits the Q3. Mickey's here as well. Fnatic feel like they're everywhere on the map. Mickey almost gets another one, but this time gives it over to Razork. And while Hansama is free hitting the bottom tower, Fnatic are getting kill after kill after kill. But now they want to make a play happen in the mid lane. LeBron looking for the fall. Humanoid flashing out. The Zenith Blade just can't hit. It hits his big old tail, but it's technically not a part of the hitbox.
No hitbox and no luck for G2. Mickey now standing in the mid lane to make sure that it'll all go smoothly now for Humanoid. G2 feel like they just can't get anything, although with Skumon coming, maybe they can.
Star called down. Mickey interrupting. Mickey very likely to die here. Looking for the hook out to safety, but everyone stepping up to body block. Pull back there. Damage coming through. Mickey will fall. Good response from G2 to at least get something back.
And desperately needed as well. 2 kills on the AD carry of Fnatic and the jungle. They needed something.
They had to go Gragas, but I'm ready to see what it can do in the fights.
See, if I hadn't seen it pick blind,
yeah,
I'd be like jumping into the, oh my god, it's this and this matchup in these positions. But now they're in a bad position.
Rob finds quick pick, forces the flash out from Mickey at the very least. Razork caught up, forced to use an early Aegis Assault, which means he's incredibly vulnerable. Ulti now coming from Mickey off to the side. They're trying to burn through Skumon as fast as they can. Hansama versus Upset. In the meantime, Lebrov running for the hills. He cannot finish off. The Cap's already found Razork. Body slam into the face of a dragon. He does not give a damn. The star's falling though. Oh, and he's spitting on fire. He's winning the freestyle battle. Humanoid double kill.
Humanoid got left to his lonesome on the top side against Lebrov.
In this 1v1 matchup, but Sion just clears the waves so well that BB can't really mitigate the gold deficit that they're in.
I will say, the last time BB played Aatrox into Sion went pretty well. This time needs to go better.
World Ender, sidestep, Q through, decimating smash is there. There's just nowhere for him to go. Healing?
Heal!
Okay, not enough. Sundered Sky, that might have been a different story. But Broken Blade will go down, and this is the power of the semi-global of the Pantheon. Skewmon does respond. Will get, it looks like, all 6 Grubs, which is big for G2, but I don't know if it's going to matter.
Yeah, again, G2 trying to force the play here, thinking, okay, we've got control here for Hansama to move into position, but it just does not work out. Like, no real follow-up onto Razork at the back of the play. LeBron gets left as lonesome against Humanoid on the bottom side of the fight as well. Upset going toe-to-toe. Oh, hang on.
Mickey, backstep. Humanoid winning over the wall, but surely the Nautilus just dies here. 1 kill picked up. Knockup going to follow as well to stop Humanoid from chasing. The TP is there from Oscar.
And Upset's on the way.
A little bit too late. Body slam onto Upset. Slow there. Perfectly layered CC. The fall damage not quite there, though. He retreats back into his team. Cass knocking Upset back into the combo. That's what they were looking for, but they don't have the damage to finish it. Lebrov running. Hansama without an ult. And down goes Lebrov.
G2 constantly trying to force these plays.
Not done. Caps running. The skies descending. Nature itself stacked against
the burn.
him.
Blackfire torch.
Blackfire. There's no way Blackfire for Fnatic. As much as we, in moments where they've already had a good early game, want to look at the mid games where they've also done well. Fnatic, a team known to be overeager, known to falter. But rinsing and repeating is the name of the game right now as they try to find another bot side play. TP coming in from Caps. Broken Blade a lot more healing now that the Sundered Sky is there. So they'll protect the tower at the cost of the TP. Excuse me, the cost of the ultis, but they get Caps' TP out as well.
A lot of members of G2 in towards the mid lane and actually starting to roam down towards bot, so I don't think G2 have given up on this tower yet.
Broken Blade continuing to step up. Infernal Chains won't quite match. Caps taking down the tower. Broken Blade healing. Flash forward for Magic to get out of the Solar Flare. Angus assault there just in time. Q pulled back. Razor getting lower though. Ticking. Ignited. Still trying to find healing. He's got a Sundered Sky of his own and now he's scooting his boot out of there. Does not want anything to do with that fight. Will fall here in a moment. But gets a bit of healing back in the meantime. Shut down to Skewmon. Scrappy fight in the bottom lane. But Humanoid still just pushing away.
I never thought that Razork was going to kill BB on the back of that fight. I assumed that was going to be the kill, and you could even see Caps.
But, you know, it gets pretty close in a lot of these fights and a lot of these moments where you can just heal so much back up. Especially those low thresholds. Broken Blade potentially caught out here. Brilliant Soul.
Riley's finished.
Good call. Rylai's is there. Additional slow going in. Flash forward from BB though. He wants to turn this back. Flash out from Humanoid in the meantime. Stranglethorns are there. Decent damage onto Broken Blade, but he's fine thus far. Powered spear shot. Not going to hit. In the meantime, Hansama's running for his life because he's caught in a 1v1 with a very angry Lumberjack who's going to hit the Q3. Lebrov is here too, but he's unstoppable. I don't even know if Locket's going to be enough. They call the power of the sun down upon him. But he's Hugh Jackman out there in the wilderness.
He's a Lumberjack. He's used to being in the sun.
This is what Monty Python wrote the song about. He's okay. He works all night, he sleeps all day, walks out of ganks, eats his lunch. I've never been impressed by Asana, but it does feel very impactful here. That said, he cannot fight 3 people in a horde of Void Might, so he will give up the tower.
How dare you? 3 people can't fight him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Razork will grab a Drake in the meantime, but G2, good look. They get the tower. They're now set up. Top prio in control of this Herald. A nice way to try to get things back in their control as Caps now looking for an angle about side. Body slam, flash, laying down the cast. Good damage and a shutdown to close it out. Humanoid not respecting the Gragas E-Flash.
Didn't realize that G2 would even be making a play on the bottom side because everyone was seen on that top half of the map, but disrespects what Caps can do, and Caps shows him what it's worth. Immediately being able to pick up the shutdown. Plus the Grand Skyfall going to be coming through. You're starting to tick up towards those higher levels as well, where that's going to hurt, but they're trying to focus him now.
For the angle. Oh, Mickey spots him. The rest of the team is behind him though, so G2 don't want to overcommit, which makes sense. Skewmon on the way though. Mickey may be forced to flash out of the pit. Humanoid here as well. Body slam. Nice sidestep going in. Slow down. Knock back to the wall into Humanoid, but it just doesn't matter. Cap's now locked up in the meantime. Humanoid throwing down an ulti of his. The skies once again descending. Lebrov taking out Fnatic. Routing G2 in that instance, but Humanoid wants to keep chasing. This is a bit crazy, but Humanoid is nothing if not crazy. Hansama flashes in. Ultis to get a kill back. Cap still standing. Skewmon running. Razork not taking any damage courtesy of the Aegis Assault. Caps tries to make it the impossible possible, but it does not happen. Shutdown comes through, and Oscar just continues his assault in the mid lane.
Humanoid thought a dragon versus a pirate, and he liked those odds, but misjudged it a little bit. Still wins the fight for Fnatic, and with mid-tower and Adakan going across, plus that Leandri's Anguish now finished, I think Humanoid's going to be smiling all the way to the bank.
Going to be feeling good about that one. You said it, 3 items is a terrifying dragon, and he's already, in that case it wasn't. The Gragas, big anti-synergy with these ults. It's a lazy point, you know what I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think. But it does matter. If you're drafting a comp, it's all about putting people in a very tiny circle. You don't want a champ who's going to make that worse. Is now Sion just keeps running, but he will not find the connection. Still, the ulti going in from Humanoid, an extra 15 stack. Strangle Thorns down, double knockup. Carries rooted. Razork trying to jump back in. Stop Broken Blade from getting on his backline, and he will be successful. 1 for 1, 2 for 1 overall in favor of Fnatic as Humanoid drops at the cost of BB and LeBron's lives.
Yeah, there is so much CC for this Aatrox. It is.
It's on caps. G2 have a bit of time before they pull the trigger. When will they go? They spot Broken Blade. Retreat now going in. They want to collapse on the flanker. All of Fnatic turning back. G2 trying to prioritize, trying to move in. Work with the space gained here. Bit of damage down onto Oscar. Ulti down for the Leona. TP coming in as well. Broken Blade regrouping for the full 5v5. Mickey managed to find the hook onto Caps. Knockup going into Hansama and onto Broken Blade. The damage is there, but Hansama is firing back. The Strangle Thorns combined with the MF Bolt. Is it going to be enough? Ulti back from Humanoid. Breathing light into G2. Fnatic holding on, Gatling gun, pushing in, looking for a few more rockets. Dashes into the midst of the fight, but might just give his life. Hansama taking out, he can't get the auto down. Skewmon burned by the Leandries, by the Black Fire, and the Dragon will go to Fnatic.
Oscar Ridden, I don't think you win this against Broken Blade. BB should be able to chop him down as he stands, although the rest of Fnatic, here comes the ultimate from Razork.
He doesn't have time to win it, and that's the problem, but he tries to style. It's just not enough. Humanoid puts him under the threshold. It just wasn't enough. Fnatic too powerful at this point of the game, now empowered by a Chemtech Soul. Razork was already feeling unkillable with just a Sundered Sky. It's not getting any easier.
And this is the thing, a lot of the champions that we look at on G2 side are Skewmon wants to be played into. Being able to have Humanoid attack from a very, very far range, especially now with the level 16 just being ticked over to, that ultimate is going to hurt. And G2 just can't really set up the fight in the manner that they want to.
No, they can't. So instead, they'll try to force something in the mid lane. Nice combo going in. Cast to knock back. Stun is there. Humanoid knows that he's been taken down. Excellent pick from G2 mid lane as Caps takes that one.
The bases get tatters though. Fnatic, they don't really care. They're just going to keep going. A reset from Razork though means that these 3 members of Fnatic
stepping behind. Still kept the Banshees. A little bit of extra damage. And you can see, even as they're retreating, the poke that they're laying down is so much to deal with. TP there. G2, if they can win this fight, they've got a chance to come back to this game. Caps, body slam forward, lays down the cask, a little bit of extra slow. Razork face first into the enemy team, trying to buy space for the rest of the lineup. Running now, knows that he's done for. Turns back onto Hansama though, bit of extra healing coming in. Not enough to keep him standing though. Aegis Assault won't come up in time. Shut down onto Razork. G2 weathering the storm of the Baron by being aggressive.
They will get 2 picks, but that top inhibitor falls down. I thought to make a rain from Hansama maybe had slowed Fnatic enough for Lebrov to close the distance, but it just wasn't quite.
You see the signs of greatness for G2, those angles that they managed to find with creative picks like this, but it's just a little bit too late in this game. And it's not balancing out what was a very rough early game, a very rough lane phase for a pick like this Gragas.
Yeah, and a loss here will put them at 3-3, sitting base in the middle of the pack with BDS, Movistar, Koi. You still yet to play Heretics in there as well, playing tomorrow. Not exactly where G2 would have liked to have been. Well, a little bit over the halfway mark through spring.
And if we had just come off a split that they won, like they had every single split in 2024, we would give them that benefit of the doubt. So now you start to raise the question that's rarely... Hold that thought. Game going in. Mickey finding the engage. Humanoid ready to respond. Hasn't ulted quite yet. Perfect catch in the middle of the lane. G2's bot lane gone in the blink of an eye. Skewmon to next. Caps and BB. All that stands between Fnatic and victory.
And I don't like Fnatic. Oh wait, TP behind?
TP behind.
Caps. He wanted the
Caps
wave.
Clearing
the
wave. Alting, knocking back. Decent damage onto Upset, but he's just not taking it, but he manages to live. Is that enough time? 34 seconds, 29 seconds, there's no way. Surely Fnatic still end it.
Oscar Ridden can just tank it. Look at his items. He's not, like, he's probably going to heal off of this tower, to be perfectly honest. They don't need the wave. They've got an undead war machine at the front.
5 seconds to Lebrov. Ulti there. Fnatic on the march to victory. They couldn't find it day 1, but it looks like they will find it against G2. Broken Blade and Lebrov, the last 2 left standing, but Broken Blade will fall, Lebrov will fall. Hansama is finally arrived, but it's just too late. A triple kill for the Pantheon. It looks like they want to beat him the Quadra, maybe even the Penta, but Upset won't let it happen. Fnatic in Madrid take down G2.